Right, so we're going to make some skate wax. Start by designing on just 6 molds using Fusion 360. Yeah, printing it in a 95A TPU, so it's going to be flexible, and it should just come back to its shape even if I kind of pull it or bend it or whatnot. It's really durable stuff, so hopefully it's going to be similar to a silicone mold over using PLA, which would just snap the second you try and take the wax out of it. Right, so almost finished printing the TPU mold. Now I know from previous wax making that it shrinks quite a bit from when you pour it in. So I've made them, I've made the molds taller than I want the wax to be, just to compensate for the shrinkage. Otherwise you end up really shallow puck at the end of it, or you just got to kind of keep topping it up. I printed 2 of these, and I'm going to melt down 1.5 kilograms of wax. It's 1 kilogram of paraffin wax and 500 grams of beeswax. Put 1 in each skate, then your skates are going to smell nice as well. Right, so that's basically the molds done. Just took a few pictures. Got the Panda logo. Just thought I'd give it a try. Invest in my name. Check no restraints. I'm obsessed. That's the beeswax, 500 grams, pure beeswax, and a kilogram of the paraffin wax. They're going to get their colour from the yellow of the beeswax. I don't add any colouring. I find that yellow colour's nice. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mental. So I'm going to do a double boiler method, and I've got I think it's a meat thermometer, but yeah, it works well for just checking that it's not too hot for the double boiler. So it's a glass bowl, which I'm going to melt the wax in. Then the bigger bowl, which I'm going to heat up, boil some water, and yeah, pour it in, make a water bath, just so it doesn't get too hot. You don't want to burn the wax. And it also heats up around the sides, so it melts it a little bit quicker. I just wanna be iconic, sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic. Add the water, and put the bowl in to make sure it's not overflowing. And you want to get it between about 120 Fahrenheit to 160 Fahrenheit. And yeah, that should be the temperature that the paraffin and beeswax melts at. So yeah, I find the paraffin wax takes longer to melts at slightly higher temperatures to the beeswax. So I add that in first, the paraffin wax, melt that down, and then add the beeswax in after. Just put the thermometer in to make sure it's up to temperature, and yeah, things about 130 Fahrenheit. Just pouring the paraffin wax into the glass bowl, melt it down. We're getting there slowly. You don't want to put it too hot, otherwise you'll burn the wax. So yeah, it's just a slow process. Just gotta wait for it to melt. Checking temperature of the wax every now and again as well. Last stretch. But yeah, the beeswax definitely melts at a lower temperature, so it's much quicker for that to just blend in. Yeah, this melts down fairly quickly, and you can see the yellow from the beeswax just like bleeding into the paraffin wax. Adding the last of the beeswax in as well now. So that's again a kilogram of paraffin wax and 500 grams of beeswax. So you don't want too high a ratio. If there's too much beeswax, it just ends up being a little bit too soft. Especially in the summer, you'll find the wax just kind of like bends in your hand. Yeah, here just adding, weighing up the bubblegum flavour, weighed up the oil as well. Yeah, pretty much use about 10 grams of Bubblegum Esence for this whole batch. getting 2 moulds ready. You see the logo at the bottom. I haven't tried this before, so it may not work, but they're very flexible, so I can't see why they won't come out. And I basically just ladle the wax in. Want to let it set too quickly, otherwise what happens, you get air bubbles and air gaps, and it shrinks massively in the middle. Basically, the whole 1.5 kilograms fit pretty much perfectly. Just gonna let it sit here now for the next 2 hours. I let it sit for a little bit, and then you'll see I'll move it to just a different part of the kitchen top, just to try and cool the bases down. So that's 2 hours later, so just put them in the fridge, put them in for an hour, and that'll make them go pretty solid, so you can pull them out without risking like cracking them or anything like that. And there we go, ready to demold. The only thing keeping them from coming out was the way it just stuck to the logo like that. Again, it's a shame. And I've done this with silicone, and that seems to be alright with silicone, but you know, this is nice just going straight from the printer to using it as a functional mould. And there's a few other things I might be able to try in the future, try and do another logo. What happened was the logo ripped out from the moulds. The moulds are fine, reusable, but the actual logo on the inside pulled off with the wax. So if I make another batch, it just won't be a logo on the bottom. But they came out nice. Basically how I wanted. I mean, it's the shape that I designed. I haven't really tried this. I used the TPU mould, so it's a 95A TPU mould. So you saw me using the screwdriver, but it's all just gone back to shape. And yeah, this is really strong. It's bendable. It's not going to break. So yeah. I've now got 12 bars of wax, so basically 1.5 kilograms. I used a kilogram of paraffin wax and 500 grams of beeswax, which is what's giving it this colour. This the yellow colour is natural from the beeswax. And then I just added some kind of lubricant and a bit of bubblegum smelling. So it smells like bubblegum. But yeah, got a whole 1.5 kilograms of wax.